Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm so excited to have you spend a little time with me today. I wanted to tell you a little bit about a recent trip that my daughter and I took to southern Italy. We had the opportunity to go to Lecce, which is in the southern part of Italy, in the heel of the boot, and in the Perugia region. And we were there actually to take a cooking class and spend some time with a lovely group of people that we'd never met before. And I had this amazing experience the night before our class started. We were strolling around the city. We were staying actually in the old city, the old part of Lecce, which is partially a walled city, still remains enclosed with walls. And we were walking these beautiful narrow streets, trying to figure out what we're going to have for dinner. And of course, in today's world, you can Google anything. So we were looking at the Google reviews because she decided she wanted pizza for dinner. And so we found a restaurant that had really good Google reviews, and we actually walked past it a couple times because it was just literally a narrow door down a narrow street that didn't look like any significant restaurant at all. And when we got there, they were actually closed. It was like 5:30 in the evening, and they didn't even open until after 6. So they had hightop tables sitting on the street. So we just decided to sit and wait until the restaurant opened so we could order pizza. And the streets were quiet. The sun was setting, and we just sat and talked about our trip to that point and what our next week was going to be like, and looking forward to it. And as the restaurant got ready to open and I went in and ordered our pizza, I came back outside. I noticed the streets were getting more and more full with people. And as the night went on, the streets even became more full with more people just walking and talking in the streets. Couples holding hands, young couples, old couples, parents with children, some holding hands, some kids running and playing ahead of their parents, some people holding or walking their dogs on leashes. The streets just became these narrow cobblestone streets just became just filled with these beautiful people walking in both directions, back and forth. And there was just this beautiful hum of laughter and conversation, and it warmed my heart so much. Along the streets, there were restaurants. Everybody had tables out on the street. So the street was already narrow, and then one side at least, and sometimes both sides of the streets, there would be sets of tables for the associated restaurants on either side. Some of them obviously very small mom and pop hole in the wall restaurants, and others actually, fairly sizable restaurants. And I thought, well, I knew it was had been a holiday there, so I thought, well, maybe this is just what they do on holiday evenings. Maybe this is how they celebrate. And then I just kind of filed that away in the back of my head. And we finished dinner, and my heart was so full seeing these beautiful humans of every age, every shape, every size, obviously every financial class, just strolling on the streets in the evening. And in the background, you could hear the church bells toll at different times in the hour. And it warmed my heart in a way that I've never felt before. And I thought, this is the connection, and this is the life, and this is the pace of the world I want to live in, where we're not connected to our devices. Sure, some people had phones in their hands. Very few that I noticed, but a few. But they were just connecting with each other, and it was the most heartwarming and beautiful picture of the way I want to live my life. You know, I felt some sense of sadness because I felt disconnected from that type of reality. I remember back to my life here in the States and how it's rush, 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 go, 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 check the phone, watch GPS, drive, you know, here, there, whatever. And we walk very little. I mean, we walk if we're walking intentionally, but are there many places for me that I've experienced where I can just go out and stroll in the streets and talk with my daughters, or talk with my family, or talk with my best friends, or talk with even somebody I don't know passing on the street. It touched me in a way that I will never forget. And we stayed, like I said, the rest of that week and took a cooking class. We stayed actually at an Airbnb there in the walled city, the old walled city of Lecce. And every night, the streets were filled with people taking their evening stroll, their passeggiata, I think is how you say it. I may be pronouncing that totally crazy. Passeggiata. But that's a stroll, and it was their evening stroll. And every night my heart was warmed to watch these people just be, you know, just live a quiet, peaceful, and yet not so quiet, joyful, loving existence. It was beautiful. And you know, I'd already been excited to find a way to experience more of the world that I've never had a chance to see, and to experience other cultures and see other parts of the beautiful world that we live in, the other beautiful cultures that we have never experienced, and maybe some that we have, and just explore more of what this world has to offer, and expand my life. I'm now in this second half of my life, and my daughters are off at college, and now is my chance to rewrite my future, to rewrite the second half of my life. And I want to invite you to come with me. That's why I've started this YouTube channel, Midlife Rewritten. I'm going to explore. I've been exploring. I want to take you along. I want to show you some of the places I've been. I want to show you some of the things I've learned. And in continuing to learn and experience, and invite you to join me. We may be cooking together. I may be cooking and showing you things from different regions of the world. I may be showing you how to pack for your trip. Maybe we'll be planning some group trips together. But I'm going to form a group for us to connect, and at the first part of the year. So I'm going to drop a link in the description below. Drop your email. I'm excited for you to join me on this journey. And I have some opportunities for you to connect with me and work with me. And like I said, join me on this trip. I've also realized that, you know, the second half of our life doesn't have to look like the first. where we were taking care of everybody else except for ourselves. And now it's our chance to explore and blossom and become more of who we're meant to be and who we're created to be. And that includes making our health a priority and looking at what a healthy, fulfilled life looks like, full of deep connections and deep meaning. And I'm excited to take you with me. So, like I said, look for the links below of opportunities for us to work together and connect together. And I can't wait to have you along for the ride. And if there's something special that I bring up or talk about that you would like to hear more about, please let me know. Please let me know. And I can't wait to have you join me.